Hi, welcome to Dewdrops. My name is Beth. We have a great video ahead of us. This piece is so beautiful, and you will be able to recreate these pieces too with the same method that I'm using for this piece. The first thing we're going to do here is take our 3mm flat wire, and we're going to do that zigzag pattern. That zigzag pattern is so useful. You can do it in so many different sizes and textures. I like to do it with the round nose as close as I can and then flatten it. It gives it great texture, but you still have control over how straight you want it. So I do that pattern and then I straighten it out, and then I will end up cutting them down to size of what I want. I am doing the half circle. You can use the jump ring if you want and do a full circle or cut a piece out of it. I just like making it all the same wire. Here we're going to do the insert. And we are going to use the small square. It is like a beveled edge on it. So I really like the way that it looks, especially when you add it to a mold and insert it into the mold. I use the larger ones as actual frames for my pieces. It's a really wonderful mold. It comes with a bunch of other molds too. I got them all on Amazon. It'll be in the description. And there is the little one, the little square that will go at the top of the piece. And what we're doing here is we're going to cover it with a little bit of resin. And then we are going to take some of the Resin Chrome powder, and we're going to cover it with it. We're using the holographic pink, and it's such a pretty color. I love all their colors. They're just amazing. Even their green, and I'm not a green girl. So after you put your resin on there, you do need to cure it between 10 and 15 seconds, 20 seconds at the most. It needs to be pretty sticky. The stickier it is, the darker your coverage will be. And for this one, I wanted a dark coverage. I wanted it to be opaque. But what's wonderful is you put a very thin layer of resin over it, and it will cure beautifully on top of it. That is not a problem at all. Then once that's done, we're going to, like I said, we're going to put resin on it. It's a little fiddly because it moves around on it. Probably could have put it in there in the mold, but it was just easier doing everything on that one little mold stand that I have. So we put that up in the corner, and the first thing I'm going to do is put resin around the top there, right up to the mold. I want that mold to be stuck to that piece so that it will not move. Then you're going to put resin on the inside all around the square, and you'll be able to see what I'm doing here. And you don't want a lot. You want just a little bit, but enough so that when you cure it, it seals it off. And you're still going to need to seal the outside too. So after it's cured, we're going to go and work on the outside. And you're going to see it's like a little bevel underneath there. So what you want to do is get that resin in that little bevel area underneath there. That's right up against the mold. And then you cure that. Then I put in the half round piece and cured that in. And then we're going to start working on the wire. I pre-cut a bunch of wire. It just makes it easier. I do that with most of my pieces. I figure out what I want and then cut a bunch and hope they fit. If they don't, then I have to fix them or find another piece that's smaller or bigger. Yeah, I got a little confused on the direction I wanted to go with that piece. See, that piece didn't fit, so I'm trying another one. So I just work down my pieces and see the direction I want my wires to go and the pattern that I want. I really like this pattern a lot because of the way it lays. It kind of reminds me of a river flowing or a lake rippling. And if you need to cut pieces, you do an approximation and then you try and fit them in. Now, if they don't fit, don't force them. You will scratch up your mold and you will scratch up the insert if there is one. So you need to not force it. It should fit in there very easily. Then we're going to put resin all in there and we're going to be doing a couple layers. We'll be doing enough resin that it will be equal with the top of the wire. And then we're going to get that cured. And then we're going to put some of the metal leaf on there. It is so watery and so sticky, but it works so good. So I'm still out on the jury with that one. Not knowing whether I'm going to buy a new one of that or not. Anyway, now we're going to use the Resin Chameleon flakes. And oh my gosh, I love these things. I use them all the time. And we are going to start at the top and kind of work our way out. We are using the brown yellow, the violet blue, violet aqua, lime blue, and the gold olive. And I know that sounds like a lot of pigments in there, but we're only using just a tiny bit with each color. By the time we get to the very last one, there actually still are little spaces that are not filled. So you just kind of pile it on there in the way that you want your colors to lay, your most prominent first and your least prominent last. And it just lays one right on each other. And then when you go to tamp them all in, and there's colors that sneak under other colors, that's when the magic happens. So now we're going to put the last one on, and this is the gold olive. And it's so pretty. And you can see where I pointed that there are spots that need some flakes in there. And it's just so pretty. Oh my goodness. The back is pretty. I wish I could keep it that way. I wish it was dark enough to where I didn't have to put a back on it. So as you see, I'm tamping it down. And burnishing it in. And then we are going to add more resin. And there are a few layers that we're going to have to add to this. I don't show you all the layers, but you will need to make the resin smooth on the back. Otherwise, it will look all bumpy like the way I have it, because I need to fill that in back there. You will see when I color it in. What we're doing here is we are putting resin on here. It's been cured for about 15 seconds. And now I'm going to add the holographic pink there too. And then we will cover that with resin. This stuff is amazing. I mean, it just covers like crazy, but it's also beautiful. I try and match my colors so that when you turn it over, whatever color you put on the back will shine through in a way. You'll see as you do this. Now I'm putting on the resin and I'm putting on multiple layers again. And then the magic. And this is without any resin on it yet. Oh my goodness, look how beautiful that is already. And here we go. I know I'm taking my time, but it's gonna all of a sudden, look at that. Oh my goodness, it's so pretty. I just love those colors. That's what I'm talking about. If you don't fill your back up, you will end up having the issue that I had here. I figured you guys need to see that so that you know that you need to make it more even. I will need to cover that with more color again. So now we're just going to fill in and kind of dome all the little areas and put on. And if I am not mistaken, I think these are called hishis. They are ballet silver. There will be the information in the description. And these are beautiful. And these are the little tiny ones. I think they're like 4 millimeters at the most. And we're going to just add more resin to it. And we're just building up the resin on this. We're not doing anything other than putting those beads on there and building it up with resin. Look at the colors of that. It is on fire. I work with these colors all the time, and I'm telling you, those colors are phenomenal. And there we have it. We're going to put a cord on this, and I love doing it this way with these pieces because it just kind of gives it a little extra something. That when you pull that cord and you have that little silver bead poking through there, it just adds something to it. At least I think it does. I always take a little bit of resin after I tighten my cord to where I want it to be, and I cure that in place so that it does not move. And you don't have to worry about it pulling out. Otherwise, it'll constantly come undone. It has to be secured. So I just secure it in, and there we have it. Oh yes, the magic doesn't stop. This is my favorite piece in the arsenal of doing these beautiful pieces. This UV gel polish protects it. It never dries sticky. It always cures hard and smooth. And it shines like crazy, and it doesn't turn yellow. I have not had a piece yet, and I've been doing this for about 4 years now. And I have never had a piece turn yellow. It seems like that clear polish protects it. I don't know of anybody's nails that have ever turned yellow. So there we have this beautiful piece. I sure hope you enjoyed this. I know I did. It's a simple piece. There's not a lot of components, so it's easy, it's quick. Once you do one, it'll be boom, 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 a bunch of them. Well, thank you so much. Please like and subscribe. It helps my channel so much. And I will see you soon.